DJDUBL.
It's DJDUBL here, and today my special guest on the show, I've got Jammer in the building.
Jeez, wagwan cuz, man's local.
How are you, bro?
I'm alright, man, can't complain.
Welcome to the show, man. So listen, you're like a producer, an MC, an A&R potentially as well, a pioneer of the grime scene, a cameraman. You got a lot of stuff going on. What would you prefer to be known for?
Being a nice guy.
Okay, Jammer the nice guy in the building.
Mr. Nice Guy.
Is it hard juggling all of that different stuff and putting everything you've got into all the different parts?
Yeah, do you know what it was? I was doing it for years and it's a bit mental. I was on autopilot, so it's mad doing that because sometimes other little parts get neglected and stuff. But that's what this mixtape's about on my album. Like, I literally stopped doing everything else and I concentrated straight on Are You Dumb? I've done that. I wasn't doing any other side projects, and then I've been concentrating on my album as well at the same time. So it's only those two projects I've been concentrating on. I stopped doing Lord of the Mic. I stopped doing everything else around it because I feel like my focus needed to be in one place, and that's where I'm at right now with it, you know. So
moving forwards with the music then, seeing as you're focusing on yourself, are you going to keep it grime?
My mixtape is grime through and throughout, but like I said, I'm a producer, first and foremost. And my palette of music's very wide. So my next album my album that I'm going to be working on now is a production album.
Right, okay. Will it just be instrumentals?
It will be songs with various different artists.
Jammer featuring?
No, it will be Jammer featuring, but I won't spit.
Right.
I won't rap on
yeah.
I'm just doing it as a producer, like a Dre album or from any angle as a producer. So with that being said, and my palette being wide, I've been making all sorts of music up and down the spectrum of BPM and style and sound, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's kind of, that album's going to kind of show people who I am as a musician. Do you know what I mean? Like, to be real, the grime situation and me being that pioneer, me being making the DVDs, me doing it, that was all because I had to do it because there was no scene.
Right, yeah.
You know, I was not literally forced into it, but that was what I was chosen by God. That was my path. That's my purpose. Where I've been here to build all these things. So now youth can go on into this scene and create careers and lives for themselves. But with that being said, now that's done. I've never made anything to show my full production skills. People know what I produce. Some people don't even know I'm a producer.
Yeah.
I'm such a, like, what would you call it? It's like elusive type of guy because I've done so many things that I don't really necessarily talk about. And
right,
it's like I want to interview someone and did you make that tune? Or you know what I'm saying? Oh, this tune's sick. I'll be like, oh yeah, I made that still. Did you produce? You made. So I get that everybody's not going to know everything. So I feel now, and even MCing and spitting and just being and doing the touring with Boy Better Know and everything like that, is, as an MC, I enjoy doing that. It's great. But for me as a person, I enjoy mostly creating and like making products and recording artists and producing music. So with this next CD that I got coming, it's just going to show people what I'm really capable of, to be honest. Are You Dumb to show people that I'm still here. I'm still light up any show. I'll still light up any beat. Anyone wants to jump on a rhythm with me, I'll spin them. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's to show, innit? And it's to show that obviously these are my circle of people that I flex with as well also. But it's just me getting into my training, innit? It's like gym. I've been training, man. I'm not just leg day. Do you know what I'm saying? I've been doing the training, do you know what I'm saying?
Not just leg day. Do you think that grime 10 years ago is better than grime now?
Some people in grime 10 years ago were better than some people in grime now, but grime on a whole, it can't be better because everything it's all an evolution. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But why you said that is why I think I know why you said that. It's because basically what you're trying to say is my actual CD's grime. When you listen to it, it sounds like true grime. And that's why I done it, because a lot of grime nowadays is watered down. A lot of it's people understand it's a great music that, you know, has very deep history, so they'll tend to get those instrumentals and kind of mimic the actual original formula, and it tends to be working for some people. Have big records and big successes. And I wish them luck, and then it's just great because you always need a mimic to show who the real thing is. You always need a fake version of something, so when you see the real thing, you know it's the real thing.
Right.
There was never a fake real Nike. You wouldn't know there was fake Nike.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just a real Nike, innit?
The reason I ask is because as someone who has been here from the early days of grime, and you're someone who's seen, I mean, you were here when there was no money in grime.
Yeah.
Before YouTube, before social media, before all of this stuff, you know, in the early pioneer days. And obviously you will have seen the evolution, but you're still active now.
Yeah.
So you're now in that battleground. See where you were talking about training, and like now you're kind of sparring in a place where it's completely different to back then. So I was interested to get your perspective on how it's changed. Also in terms of where the line is now between grime and UK rap.
There is basically everyone black from England is grime. That's what they say. They might break it down after a couple of tunes and be like, oh, but that's a drill one, that's a trap one. You know what I'm saying? But grime really to me is it just represents like people that want to be heard, that are coming up from the street upwards, innit? That's what it represents to me, innit? This is what it is, what people seem to get confused with, right? I know what they mean. Now grime is the key, grime is the number one blueprint of DIY London do-it-yourself music. Crack on, get on with it,
right,
and just push your stuff out there, and then it's gonna work.
Yeah.
So now grime, with the whole, you know, Skepta and partly Boy Better Know situation, where it's gone to America and stuff like that, and then other countries in Australia, and they've just pushed out a lot more further into places. The only resemblance people can make is like, oh, that's like that grime stuff. They rap on the beat and in English. Oh, it must be grime because that's the bit, that's the most well-known thing from that country. It's like if you hear a music come out of America, it might be a bit different, but you must be gonna say it's hip hop.
Right, I got you. Yeah.
I don't know, like you even got like that Baltimore type stuff.
Yeah.
People like that, certain people from their culture will rap over those beats and chop them up a bit different. But to them, that's not hip hop.
To us, it is.
To us, it just
I see
sounds
your
like
point.
hip-hop,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So there's that element to it, and I just think grime had such a big toll on the world over the past couple of years that a lot of people in PR2 decided that it might be cool to just let that slide,
right,
with their artists. You know what I'm saying? Because before, I remember a time when you'd call a rap artist a grime artist, you'd be like, I ain't no grime artist, bro.
I've heard some people say it before, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? No, this is real life. Like, I'll go back to videos. I've seen videos of the same guys saying that they're not no grime artists, but then I've seen them on a grime lineup of a grime show or in O2, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, do you know what I'm saying? Or they'll be at some branding event, something grime, and it'll have them on it. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just think it's as well where people don't want to draw the line. If someone's saying, "Oh," to a man, "Oh, you're a singer, like a hip, like you're Afrobeat singer rapper, but we want to give you 10 bags to do this thing, but it's gonna say grime on it." They're most really just gonna take the 10 bags. Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I think that's where we're at. We're just at a bit of a confusing stage where, you know, people don't know how to define what each thing is. But like I said, if grime can help everybody eat, then why not? That's what grime was, you know. It's put here for us. It's made by us for us. Do you know what I'm saying? So if now it's got big enough, because I put 15 years of work, I know Wiley's done a lot, he's fair share, and a lot of people have done their fair share. If all of that work went to nothing, I'd be more sad than somebody that done hip hop saying that they're grime making money. Do you know? Like, I prefer that to happen.
Right.
I'll prefer to someone that to make hip hop for someone to call them grime and them to get £1 million. I would like, you know what I'm saying? So I know where where it can get, the lines can get blurry and it could be like, oh, it's getting confusing now. But that's for each individual to go and do their history and actually find out what grime is and what the difference is with these artists. You know, because I can't be saying to those guys, oh, stop calling yourself grime. You ain't grime, you ain't, like, or they might come back and be like, oh, but I done a grime tune in 2001. Like, it's just whatever, innit? Do you know what I mean? You just got to let people do what they're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? And you can just do what you do the best. And that's why I've concentrated on Are You Dumb like that, because people want to know what grime is. If you want to know what grime is, go and listen to that. And anything what doesn't sound like that or is any far from it's not grime. But I don't think everybody's going out there saying I'm a grime act now because grime's popping. Like you know, like Gigs was doing tunes with like hip hop tune chops, like all these hip hop tunes and like mixtapes, and then he's done a tune with JME called Man Don't Care About All That. To be honest, he's done a couple freestyles. He's done a freestyle with me on my Lord of the Mics thing. He's done a couple grime things with other people, Kano. So he's on big grime records, you know. And then obviously people are going to be like, oh, Gigs, grime. But what the way that Gigs approaches is like, I don't care what they call me hip hop, I'm cool, I'm just doing music, do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's the main important thing. Like his angle on it was the best that I've seen, like, because you can't argue, you can't be like, I'm hip hop, duh, and then people are gonna be like, but the 3 of your last biggest songs was grime, like he's gonna, you know what I'm saying? So he's just being himself, and whatever they want to put bracket they want to put him in, that's up to them. But just being yourself, I think it's important, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. Whether, like, you know, you ask me of my album, is it just grime? I'm just going to be myself. It's whatever I want to do on that album. Do you know what I'm saying? As long as I'm carrying it with my solid back and knowing that that's what I want to do, and nobody else be behind me in the team or label, and it's making me do it. It's me. Like,
no one has the true answer, mate. I don't know if there is a real answer.
There isn't a true answer. There is kind of a true answer, but I don't want to say it. Because I don't think it's the artist, do you know what I'm saying? I think there's other people behind the scenes.
Not even that, I think it's the outsiders, where you've got grime has gone more commercial now, and bigger publications have to talk about it. They like, for example, you know, when one of the journalists said about Skepta having a mistake in his live show, and they had to start.
It was a reload, yeah.
And they're completely removed from the culture, but they have to talk about it because it's a main event now. But they don't know. So I think those are the people that are really getting it confused.
That's basically the same people that call them man grime.
Yeah.
The same people that make the mistake, or they put a picture up of Skepta and say Stormzy. Those are the same people that are doing it. And actually, you know, sometimes I feel like those people are doing that stuff on purpose too.
I was about to ask that. Do you think it's deliberate?
I feel like some of it's deliberate because they know it's going to cause a more bigger uproar around that post, and more people are going to see it, right? And what's the aim for that for them? Advertisement, right?
Clicks.
Yeah. So and that's and that's where
Fair point.
You know, and I see through all of that stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? And sometimes as someone who's been around for such a long time, you just got to be quiet. I think the best time, I was saying to Gemma earlier, man, I'm just starting to learn to be quiet in my older age. Just don't have an opinion on anything.
Who is your, if you have one, favourite young MC? So do you really keep like an ear on the young bucks and the new generation?
Yeah, man. I like the young guys. You know, it'll be rude to not say his name.
Say it, bro.
Because Lights, there's a little youth named Lights flying around, innit? And I haven't really got to buck him or anything or link him or nothing like that. But what I will say is he's amazingly talented MC. Like precise deliverance, vocal tone, everything. Like bars, lyrics. Like he's snapping. Do you know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of respect for him as a musician. And there's loads of other younger MCs coming up, but I'm doing my new Lord in the Mic, so you'll have to wait to watch that one when that comes.
So there you go. I was going to ask you, now you brought up Lord of the Mics and talking about bringing new guys in. So the Lord of the Mics concept is obviously born out of the fact that grime and grime culture is based heavily around clashing, going head to head. Same with rap and that, but these days it seems like a lot of younger MCs, the ones that I know of anyway, aren't too willing to get into it with other people, and it doesn't seem like there's as much beef or as much clashing going on.
Everybody just wants to get money and get a record deal and go away quickly. No one wants to actually do any work. No one wants to put their self at risk or anything. No one wants to jeopardize anything for themselves to go forward, or even just for the scene.
So do you think that element of the grime culture is being lost now with the younger MCs?
No. It's just the guys with a little bit of a name that think they got something to lose, that are scared to lose it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where we come from back in the day, no one's scared of nothing. Like, we do this mic thing, man's going to save my bars today, and I'm going to go against you in front of everyone or in front of just us two. And
it's almost like a rite of passage as well, really, back then. I mean, like Frisco, for example, when he clashed Wiley, that was his entrance. That was like, okay, Frisco's involved now.
Yeah, exactly. it's culture, right? So people talk about this word culture, but they have no idea of what culture is. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And these things happened through culture, because that man from that ends, they're doing their music thing and they need to get on, but them man are from East are popping, but you might have a couple road man around you that them East man, they're not really sure of. So if I go there with them and spit my bar, I'm gonna, you get me? So it's deep. It's like it's street stuff. It's all other stuff that comes into it,
right?
That made those moments. You know what I'm saying? And then if people ain't living what, like, people ain't going radio every day. People ain't at radio with each other spitting when 50 man are in the room, and then another man takes the mic and says a lyric after him and gets a reader. There's none of that where the man feels like he's gone home today and he feels like, no, my man, I don't like what he said. So when he comes back to the next radio next week, he's got a lyric for my man.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's just going to naturally happen and be a clash, you get what I'm saying? Because everybody's not around each other like that. Those natural clashes, things ain't happening. So for me to keep the culture going, all I have to do is travel and find some of the good MCs, go into areas like Manchester, find out who's got a little ting with who, and who had a clash last month on radio. Do you know what I'm saying? And say, all right, cool, let me listen to the clash they had on radio. What them man are good. All right, cool, let's give them a bigger platform now. Let's take that clash, what they done on that little station, make them write some more bars and put them on the Lord of the Mics brand, because they're going to get much more exposure, much better PR, and it's going to help their career much more. And it's just in a better place as a blanket to, you know, as a platform to be on.
Yeah.
So it's just basically me having to maybe do a little bit more work by traveling and meeting new people, because it's not all on my doorstep anymore. Whereas before, everyone
so much bigger now. Yeah, it's national now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's much bigger. I got to go talk to some guys from Japan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh wow, I was just talking like Liverpool, Birmingham. Now you're talking
worldwide.
Asia.
Like, well, I flew in Trade Mission to Clash Gender like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like before all Drake and them that was getting into produce. You know what I'm saying? I was onto this. I told people this guy was the guy from then.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, again, I just think like a lot of the things that I do, they're in the future anyway. They're from the future, so it takes a little while for everyone to catch up.
Right.
You know, I've been bringing Trade Mission to certain people. You know what I'm saying? That not like was turning their nose up, but do you know what I'm saying? And now everyone wants to know this Don. But I've been screaming this Don from, do you know what I'm saying? And that goes with every Don that you've seen me screaming.
Yeah.
I've been screaming them Dons from before anyone cared. JK, come on, like JK's the first like real appearance and thing with JK with Lord of the Mics. Do you get me? And then obviously through me bringing Skepta and the Straight Up remix and putting them and bringing that whole thing together, you know. And now he's doing all the big shows this year. He's smashing it. He's killing it. Do you know what I'm saying? But I've been saying that from way before Deps Man died, way before all of this. I've been going places with them, other countries. You know what I'm saying? I've been on the road with them, going Birmingham, spitting with them for free. Like, don't matter. I'll come to you, that show. It's cool. But now I see everybody on them. I'm just happy for them because I want them to do good. Do you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm from the future. I've been screaming this with these men for 3-4 years. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it takes a little while to see them take off. Do you know what I'm saying? And for it to go. But it's just about having that eye. Having the eye of knowing who's got what it takes to actually do it, because it'll be waste of time. If everyone I screamed didn't do anything, then I wouldn't be who I am. And big up JK, big up all them man as well, the Birmingham man, because they're very loyal. Do you get what I'm saying? They keep it trill with man. Like, yeah, I love the fact that when he's got into his limelight and that, you know, he didn't change, nothing changed.
Yeah.
He's still him. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and he's still him. How he is to me as a person, do you know what I'm saying? So I respect that.
What's been your favourite clash to put together for Lord of the Mics?
Wiley and Kano was favourite putting, because it was just some magical stuff. Like, it's just jokes, like how it even come around. And I was in my yard with Skep and Kano, we just busting joke, like when Wiley comes in, should we just stick it on him with the camera on? And yeah, actually done it. And it actually becomes like one of the biggest moments in history in actual grime music. Like
proper legendary moment in grime.
Yeah, it's the most, like, if you're going to talk about a moment, it's most probably going to be that one.
Back in those days, were you paying artists to clash?
Nah,
it still
didn't exist. Pay
right.
What? This is for your name, but this is to show who you are. You couldn't pay for a name. You can't pay for rep.
Because it evolved. Because obviously in the last one, you pay. Who was it? Was it H and P Money?
Yeah. But like I said, guys have got to a level where they're selling out certain shows.
Yeah, of course.
And the thing is, I'm a businessman at the same time. I know if I can get these two under a roof, I can sell enough tickets to justify what they're charging me. But then there was a bit of a negative to that. Do you know what I mean? Because once man start getting money, they're not really doing the clash.
Right.
They're doing the clash for the money, or they're doing. One of them might be doing it for the clash, but one of them might be doing it for the money. So you're not going to get the same clash. Do you know what I'm saying? So
there's still a lot on the line, though. I mean, obviously the check is
a lot on the line, but man are doing it for money. That's what I'm saying to you. From my experience and what I'm seeing,
right?
Man stop caring about bare things, and they're just caring about, you know what, I got my money now, so whatever, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, there is still a lot on the line, but what I've seen in my own eyes, man don't care. Man is walking off the stage. Right. They've got their money. Do you get what I'm saying?
Get paid
man
regardless.
To get more money. I had to tell man, you know what I'm saying, without getting too into it. Do you know what I'm saying? Man think they can just, because it's not about the music no more. Once you start importing money into it, man, it doesn't become about the music. I want to do things that are about the music, innit? So if you want to do this clash, we can do it for nothing. But then after, if you want to go on the road and do a couple live shows of it, yeah, we can go and do that. You can go and make some money. But this shouldn't be about doing it to make money. You're meant to be doing it to show that you're the better MC and who's the best MC or what's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what Wiley said in one interview. He said, brother, I'd rather go to the clash with £5 in my pocket than get £5,000. Do you know what I'm saying? Because when you go to the clash with your last £5 in your pocket, or just a £5, you're really going to the clash.
You're hungry for
it. Yeah, you're really going to the clash. So
yeah,
and that's why I stopped doing Lord of the Match for a bit as well. Do you know what I mean? I think people started to. I've always enabled people, innit? So even when there is no way for them to do anything, I go and make a way.
Yeah.
So like, oh, all right, cool. You know what, you lot. Cool, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna charge these fans this much thing. I'm gonna get this venue. We're gonna get this money for you to enable you to do it, because you're not doing it unless you get money. So now, for me to make it happen for the scene, I've got to enable it to happen, innit? And that's what I've done with a lot of situations, not just the P&H situation, with many situations, just enabling people to be able to go and do that. Or if someone's got a tune, I'm on a big show that week. You know what? We got to take one tune off the track list because we're going to bring out My Man, because he's got that tune and we want to bust it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as well, it's all about sharing it. Like, it's all about sharing the limelight and sharing that moment and bringing people in. But again, I was talking to these like in the car earlier. It's like, you got to watch who you're bringing in as well, because sometimes you can introduce people to the game and then they just come and start changing up certain things that's not meant to be that way. Do you know what I'm saying? So you definitely got to watch who you're bringing in and who you're putting on stage now. One
thing I've always wanted to ask you, and it relates to the Little Nasty and Maxter clash. There was a line in there that Nasty said about Maxter's brother.
Yeah.
Why did you feel the need to censor that particular line?
Because earlier that month, Max had lost his brother, died, and I already had behind the scenes conversations with Nasty, and I told him to not say anything about his brother because I don't agree with it. I'd heard there's a lyric flying around, so I asked him if it was true, and he said yeah, and I said don't say it in the clash.
Right.
And he said it in the clash. And I had a contract with him and I'd paid him to do the clash, you know what I'm saying? So
right, yeah.
Number one, he disrespected my wishes. And number two, you violated your second half of your contract. So I just blurred it out because I felt that I had the right to do it. And I didn't agree with it. But Max held his own, you know what I mean? He carried on, he soldiered through it. I respect him, he came there on his own. You know, all the Nasty brothers was there at the same time, do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just a bit of a touchy one at the time. Yeah, and so I felt like that this needed to block. I thought it wasn't called for.
Yeah, a bit disrespectful maybe.
Yeah, just like somebody's dead, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And the thing is, in like Who's the Boss battles and that, they'll be like, yeah, you're dead, gran, like whatever, like. I get that, but in our culture, we don't, like, this is real life. Man's just dropped out the other day, do you know what I'm saying? You can't be screaming that in no way, shape or form. So, yeah, that's why I blocked it. And a lot of people got onto me about that, actually. Someone else said I should have left it. A lot of people said I should have left it. It's a clash, you know what I'm saying? But it just didn't sit with me moral-wise. I didn't like it. And to be honest, when Max's brother died, I had issues with Maxter before that, where he'd said things online and been rude to me and stuff. And when his brother died, he called me up and he said, just through his brother dying, he realised how disrespectful he'd been to me, how much I was trying to help him and put him on, and how much he was just, he just realised life and what, you know what I'm saying, through that. So having them come to my battle and letting man say that and me not doing anything about it, I just think it went against what I stand for. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. If you could have any two artists for a clash on Lord of the Mics, money's not an issue, and you could see any two people clash, who would it be?
DWE and Skepta, most probably.
D-Double and Skepta, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a bit mad now. Let's talk about the new project. Are You Dumb Vol.5?
Yeah, cause it's out. The strongest thing out there right now. All these guys are making all these ready brick CDs, all these you get me, Pop Tart CDs, and you get me, man are making their thing, you get me, their Cornmeal porridge, man are making all their soft things, you get me, man's come with the oats, Weetabix,
right,
get me,
I get your analogy, I wonder where it was going, but now I've got you now.
Yeah,
the oats,
yeah, man's come with the oats, you get me, the original thing, you get what I'm saying. So Are You Dumb 5, straight up 100% grime, pure grime at its truest form, do you know what I'm saying? Straight grime, like no shaking, no maybe this, maybe that. No, it's a straight lick down season, you get me. Got 13 tracks on there. I've got a track on the last track on there for a girl named Tara Lily, who I'm looking after, I'm managing, jazz singer, so that's like a bit of a twist, you get me, so make sure you catch that as well. And yeah, man, I just put loads of fire on there, just made banger after banger, you get me. It's got Jamie on there, it's got Shorty on there, we got Fusion, Blakey, one new artist named Dizzle AP, who's flexing with man, he's on there, and that's a big tune that everyone's talking about. Wave and Jagger on there. So we're just keeping it consistent, man. We just need to get into the clubs now and start licking down the shows. You get me? I got Flows Like Desper as well, which is out right now. The video's out on YouTube. So yeah, man, it's going well, man. You
basically just answered every question I had about the project in one breath, bro. I'm going back to the collaborations. Yeah. Why those people in particular? You mentioned obviously the Tara Lily that so you're managing her, right? You're a manager. Yeah. Why the other artists?
Because they're like my brothers, innit? They're around me, like Fusion and Blakey, like my little brothers, innit? They're around, man, heavy. They like my music is what my life is, innit? It's like who's around me. I don't really just go and find dons to make tunes with them. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Dizzle AP, that was the only person on there that I met through social media. Do you know what I'm saying? Found him on. He had a little chorus with had my name in it. I liked it. I said, yo, let's work more on that. And we did, and we continued, and it's become one of the biggest songs on the project. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, it's just the family, everyone that's around me. And I didn't even, obviously I got DWL on there, I got Footsie on there. Yeah.
I was hoping to hear Trey Mission on there as well, man.
I wanted to get Trey on there, but like I said, he's been doing a lot of work overseas. But I'm going to get back in the studio again, and hopefully I'm going to drop another thing. Well, I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm just going to do some songs and get that out before I drop the album as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
And hopefully, not hopefully, but I was looking to put like Skepta on it, Trey Mission, like a few of the guys jamming, just the guys that didn't get onto this mixtape, but that just weren't on this mixtape. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you don't get a chance to stop and make a song, like just a song. Like I ain't made a song with just Skep for a minute, do you know what I'm saying? Or going to make a song with just me and Jamie, like a banger, or go and link gigs and make a record. Like, so I want to do that as well while I'm making the album. So maybe I could just have like 3-4 singles and a couple of tracks just to have on a separate thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I feel that needs to happen. When I go to shows, I'm always at shows. We always need big tunes. We always need more tunes. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna continue the works, make more tunes, finish this album, go into summer. You know what I'm saying? And just push, man.
All the collaborations on this one, were you in the studio with people?
Yeah, everyone on that record I'm in the studio with. The only two people that I wasn't in the studio with was Jamie and Shorty, and we don't have to be in the studio together because we spent so much time with each other. We might as well be in the studio with
so
us.
You just send it to them.
Yeah, he's got a studio in his yard. Jamie's got one. Shorty's got in the studio in his yard. I got a studio in my yard. Group message. What's going on? Alright, cool. This is my verse. Bang. Alright, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, bang. Yeah.
Do you engineer it yourself or send it?
Yeah, I engineer. I mix that myself. Yeah.
Sick.
Most of the CD myself.
What's your favourite track from the project?
For fun wise and for me to just enjoy and perform and listen to and think, I think Wave and Jagger.
Okay.
Yeah, I got other songs on there that are gonna bang, that are gonna thing. Do you know what I'm saying? But for me, just having fun wise, I'll just have fun with that record. Like I can play it, don't get bored of it. You know what I'm saying? And just, yeah, I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy the sound of it. I enjoy because you see why I do music, yeah? It's to forget everything else that's going around me sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll do music and then I'll forget what's really going on. So and the reason why I like Wave and Jaggers, because every time I press play on it, nothing else matters. And that's what I'm trying to make an album full of. I'm just making tunes for themes to my everyday life, innit? Like even my album, when I'm making my album, like it's what I'm going through. So when people hear those songs, it's going to be relevant to when they felt like that in their life. Because everything that I've gone through, somebody's gone through at some point, or going to go through it, you know, or someone they know is going to go through it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm really making music from that place right now. And do you know what? I'm not going to lie. Man, I'm going to be in the studio listening back to my thing to see if their thing's blessed. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's at that level. Do you know what I'm saying? Mix-wise, sound-wise, vocal recording-wise, everything. Like, I had people hitting me up from America, like, my brethren's from America, like, yo, this is sounding great. But the sound of it is important to me, of how things sound. I concentrate a lot on how they sound. But obviously Grime actually, the reason why Grime actually took off in the first place and why Grime's so different, why Grime is actually the true form of music from London, is because of the production, the sound. When you hear certain sounds, you know that's Grime. There's no other genre in the world that would ever use that sound in a beat. And I think that's what, you know, a lot of people, like, for once in the world, America's looking in on London for everything. And then I just feel like London are kind of gone backwards and bred in America, when we're meant to be like, for once in our life, like, everyone's looking here, let's do London. Right. I'm not going to do this, like, I don't want to be against, I'm not even against auto-tune, I'm not against any, like, but just do London, innit? Do what we do from London, like, do your video, and when I see it, oh, that's them youths from London. Because that's what we're representing here. Do you know? It doesn't
even
matter what.
England now. I mean, it's got so much bigger than London now, isn't it?
England.
England. There we go.
The United Kingdom. Do you get me? Not even London, because that, you know, we've grown out of that. But that's just me autopilot, like patriotic London swag, like to push, and that's what we had to have before it even got to anywhere else. Because remember, Americans, they only really knew about London. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So that's like us going there and trying to call their stuff something like, oh no, that's English grime. I mean, that's American grime. I'm just gonna, so I can hear you Twister do a double time tune and then go and say that's American grime. It's not. Right. It's hip hop. Yeah. He just knows how to spit fast. Do you know what I'm saying? So you gotta just know what you're trying to differentiate between. He
sounded bad on Grime, actually. You remember that Cray Twins record?
Yeah, hard.
Who did he do it with? Gappy Ranks and Bizzle.
Yeah. You got what I'm saying?
Twister sounded hard on that.
But that's what I'm saying. That stuff was trying to be pushed forward from early, innit? Them man had money, them Cray Twins, and they pumped some money into it. But that was the vision. Really, that was a good vision what they had there at the time. But again, like, I don't think it got pushed to its potential, its fullest.
Way ahead of its time.
Yeah,
way ahead. Yeah. So the last thing I want to ask you is, what is the most valuable lesson that you've learned in all this time in the music industry? If you could have one piece of advice.
Don't have an opinion. Don't have an opinion.
Don't have an opinion.
Yeah.
Go on, elaborate. You've stumped me with that.
Because basically, like, people ask a lot of stuff, and then sometimes when you have too much of an opinion, or you go too deep into your opinion, it becomes personal, and then people start to think that you're either throwing shade or you're thinking, they can twist your words and stuff like that. So just be quiet. Right. Like, now I'm at older age, I just know to be quiet. If I go somewhere, I've got nothing to say unless someone answers me. And just shut the F up, basically.
That's the advice right there. Shut up.
Yeah, just be quiet, man. Sometimes, because you can only learn when you're silent. You don't learn nothing talking, run out your mouth shouting. You only learn when there's nothing. You're not saying anything. So just shut up a bit and learn. Do you know what I mean? Learn some more. And that's kind of like literally literally, that might just sound like mad advice. Like, what? Just shut up. Yeah, like just shut up. You'll thank me in 10 years' time. Just be quiet a bit, listen a bit more, and learn a bit more, and you'll be good.
There we go. Are You Dumb Vol.5 is out everywhere, right?
Yeah, cuz.
Everywhere. So that's it.
Everywhere.
Go. Thanks for your time, brother. It's DJ Double here with Jammer.
Dan, no. Bo.